So one other thing I wanted to kind of ask you about, anytime that we're building a business or we're launching off in a new career, there are points where it's really hard. And there are points where it does feel lonely. And of course, we've been sitting here talking for some time now about getting into groups and getting with coaches. But still, sometimes even if it's in our mind or some night or day, it's going to hit you. It can feel lonely. It can feel we can start to doubt ourselves, do things like that. So, when someone's in that place, are there tricks or are there, I don't say tricks, but tools that you know of to help them to stay in a better place, to kind of keep moving forward? Or what would you say if someone comes to you and go, you know what, I'm not feeling it this week, and I'm really starting to doubt whether I have what it takes or I should be doing this.
And that's a very fair question, and a lot of people are asking that question. I've certainly asked that question of myself along the way. It's, I at one point had a very clear idea of what my goal was and how to get there, and this week or today, for some reason, it's just not there. I'm not sure. For me, it always comes down to what's your why, and reconnecting with why you got started with this to begin with. If it's because, my parents said it's something I would be good at, or I had a friend who said that he or she experienced great success in this industry, so I figured, well, that might be right for me also. Well, that's not always the case. Actually, more often than not, it probably isn't the case. That is right for them. Maybe that was right for your parents or what they had in mind for what you would go on to do, but it might not be right for you. So I always encourage people to reconnect with their why. You find yourself in the mix of things, and you're busy kind of making things happen and meeting people and making decisions. It's very easy to lose touch with, well, why did I get involved with this to begin with? That's kind of where your heart is, I think. Your head is kind of finely tuned into the details of what you're attending to, but you need to check in with your heart on occasion to say, all right, remind me, what is it that was my burning passion to begin with? What did that look like? What did it sound like? And how can I get back in touch with that so that I can continue to make progress and move forward with the same sort of momentum and drive and motivation that I had once had?
Right. So there's that sense of kind of keeping the vision in front of you, reminding yourself of the why. So, and I think that's really important. We know almost from neuroscience and some other psychological studies that in some ways, almost everything that we do, like if we look, we have this brain, this thing in our head, which drives so much, and so it's a really important thing to think about, even though we still know so little about it. And then we've kind of got, what Seth Godin calls the lizard brain, the lower part of the brain. But so much of what we do, it's really based off reward and punishment. If you look at almost any decision you make, a decision to get to work on time, or a decision to work out, or who you're going to be with, it's really always, at the very fundamental layer, we're weighing the pros and the cons. So if we get into this mode where we're thinking always about, the hard things or the things that could go wrong, whatever we focus on expands. So if we're focusing on those things, we're highlighting them, and now it's almost like we're reminding our brains about all the bad things that could happen. And we don't want to do that. So kind of what you're saying, or part of what I'm hearing, is when we focus on the why, we're reconnecting with that vision of what could be. And everything has to start with a vision. Imagination is incredibly important. I think Albert Einstein said that imagination is more important than knowledge. Everything starts with a vision before it kind of comes to be. And maybe that vision is fuzzy, but it's somewhere out there. So I think, that sense of focusing on the why is important. Then there's real tangible things. I work with some clients, and they make what's called a vision board. And they literally have this board, and maybe they've got like a picture of, some house on an island, with 4 boats, or, one place just like, something around romance. And they keep that there, because even by looking at it, they're reconnecting of what could be, and that keeps us excited.